Yo, how's it going, guys? It's Richard Unicorn Crawler here, and I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. It is Monday, and we got a few things to discuss, mainly just your latest reminders and stuff to buy in the Crown Shop. As a matter of fact, we're actually gonna ignore some of the stuff that you have to buy because I think, like, last time it was just non-stop. So, anyway, let's talk about some of the real news that actually matters, and that is consoles. And unfortunately, it's gonna be the same thing that I keep telling you every single time in the video. There really hasn't been much word yet. It's been rather silent in a sense. Now remember, it's on the Xbox game preview beta. We've talked about that many times, so if you want to boot up your Xbox and play the beta, have fun. Just a reminder that your progress will be wiped whenever the official game comes out for all the other consoles, which honestly, I really don't see it. I'm just going to be blunt with y'all. I don't see it coming out this year. I really don't. I mean, it's been a couple days, or days is an understatement. It has been months since they first initially announced it, and there still hasn't really been much word about, the future plans and stuff, just like the future of it, and, to be fair, this isn't really, I would have to say, on KI, because I know they're working with like some other like development company or whatever, and I know it's a whole thing. But yeah, they're really, I just don't see this coming out this year at all. We're actually about to become, or at least get to the 1 year mark of ever since they've announced it. So yeah, I don't know what they're gonna do either this year or next year. I mean, I don't know. It's been kind of quiet. So, I mean, I personally think what happened is that KI got a little bit too over their head and a little excited. They announced this super duper early when, in fact, this is still something that is still, like, super duper early in development. They did the same thing with Ravenwood Academy, where they announced this new standalone single-player game, but we still have yet to hear anything about that as well, and that has been way longer than the console announcement. So until then, it's just gonna be probably silent for a little bit. Now we do have Gamescom coming up. I mean, soon. I think tomorrow. So, I mean, I don't know if KI or Gamingo is big enough to like showcase anything or announce anything at Gamescom. I mean, I don't know. I mean, dude, I don't know. Like, I'm on the same boat as y'all. Like, I don't know. And I'm not even interested in the console release either because, of course, you can't cross-save with PC accounts and blah, blah, blah. That whole thing. But, yeah, I will keep you guys updated if there is anything to talk about. But, yeah, I just do not see it coming out this year. The only thing that's new in the Discord is that, there still are bugs that are being reported within the beta because, like I said, it is still a very early work in progress build of the game. So yeah, it's gonna be I think it's gonna be a long time since we'll get this, but I could be wrong. Usually I'm always wrong, so hopefully in this sense I am wrong. Now let's go into the in-game stuff because there is some things that are wrapping up soon, such as the events. Over here today is the last day for the Spiral Scene event, so make sure you are doing that. And also the same thing for the Life Decathlon event. Now we have 13 days left for the Fantastic Fight Fest event, which so far is doing really good, actually. We're about to complete Wave 2, and that means we'll basically get to Wave 3. So we could potentially manage to complete Wave 2. Well, obviously we'll complete Wave 2, but then have the chance to, potentially complete Wave 3. And then after that, it will be the final wave. I'm not sure if the community will be able to complete Wave 4. And again, it's kind of hard to kind of see where KI's head is going at with this event. There's no like numerical value to really go at as a player myself. I just see a green bar and that's it. So if the bar fills up, we unlock the next wave. So keep playing the event and have fun with that. And then over here, the Summon Scroll of Fortune is wrapping up. Honestly, I really didn't expect much from this Scroll of Fortune, or at least some of the other ones from over the years. I don't know, it just doesn't hit me the same as they used to when they first came out. But, there are nice little free rewards in here that you can get, especially that juicy triple Animus Elixir that I actually really want. But yeah, you know, it's just like, it's cool. So make sure to check that out as well. And if you want the premium version, you can buy that as well. All right, now let's talk about the other stuff coming in later this year. First things first, let's talk about Dark Packs. Darkmoor. We'll talk about Dark Packs later. But yeah, not Dark Pact, Shadow Packs. I keep calling it Dark Pact. But yeah, be on the lookout for, you know, Darkmoor in 2025. This is our first teaser that we had gotten earlier, July 29th. And it looks pretty. It looks awesome. I know a lot of people are kind of skeptical about them reusing assets and stuff like that. I think it will be fine. I'm excited. I think it will be cool, but we will wait to see what happens. It might not be what people anticipate it to be. All I'm going to say is that you're thinking of like something from 2014. Like, no, that's is a way. It's a new year. It's just different, you know, change of events and just overall just a different attitude with the game. Like, it will be very nostalgic, I think, but you know, I'm keeping my expectations low is pretty much what I'm trying to say. You know, I think that's kind of the way to go with most of these updates is that, you know, you can be optimistic, but just don't have your expectations too high, because once this does release, we might see, you know, a couple complaints and be like, oh, this was a dumb world, or oh, this was so quick and easy and stuff like that. I mean, we've already gotten complaints talking about the whole Shadow Pact situation, which is basically going to change the way how you use some of your shadow spells, which some of them are pretty much, I would have to say, in a sense, you know, reworked, as the devs like to say. Obviously, it came in with a lot of controversy, especially glow bugs, because glow bugs is like all over the place now. I mean, you could get the same original like glow bugs. You literally just have to have like 2 cards in your deck. So yeah, I don't know what's going on with that, but yeah, they, you know, I think, you know, in time, once we actually get this in the game and test run and we actually test it out, I think then is when they will get the sufficient data that they need in order to make their own conclusion about what they're kind of do with the whole shadow system. Because honestly, the problem I have with like the shadow stuff is that the shadow pip generation is very inconsistent. And I'll show you an example right now. I mean, I do a lot of raids. I primarily play this game to raid now. In some of the raid guides, you won't see any like shadow magic whatsoever in the raid guides. The only one I've seen it in would be the Voracious Void raid, because on the outside team has this one spell that they can cast for the Vanguard team, and it's called like Shadow Surge or Surge, whatever it's called, and it basically grants the players 1 like power pip and also 1 shadow pip, and that's a really good spell to use because, like I said, shadow pip generation in general is really inconsistent. I mean, I'll show you the deck setup right here. This is for the Ghastly Conspiracy raid, and if you scroll down here, you'll see a bunch of deck setups, and in these deck setups, you're not going to see any type of shadow transformation spell, no shadow buff or whatever, because shadow pip generation is inconsistent. So if they are going to rework the way that they do some of these, and also there's just really no need to like use Shadow Strike, you know, you really don't need to use that, you know, you'll have enough buffs to kill the boss anyways. But you know, again, Shadow Pip can be very inconsistent, and you don't really see it in a lot of guides, and you don't really see it a lot in, I'd have to say, PvE. In a sense, like, I haven't really seen anybody use Shadow Strike in a very long time, and that's probably the bigger one that got nerfed, because now instead of 50% pierce, it's going to do 40% pierce. So that's a big one right there. I think Zayfa did a little mock drawing of that. Make sure to check out her video and all the other content creators' videos talking about the whole Shadow Pack system, because they do a whole lot better explaining it than me, and they also have their own personal opinions about it and stuff like that. You can kind of get a better idea of what people are going to think for this system. Like I said, I think that once this comes to test realm, it will be fine, and then people could test it out. Right now, I personally don't care for it. I think Shadow Surf is going to be cool, but you know, we'll have to wait and see what happens. If I'm not getting a Shadow Pit by like round 50, then I'm like, I'm not using it. I'm not putting it in my deck. Like, I'm just not. And over here for Pilot 101, of course, they are celebrating their new update, which they recently got. So hopefully everybody has fun with the new update. Pilot 101 players seem a lot more happier than the Wizard101 players. I would have to say that, because there's always something happening in Wizard101. And beyond that, that's pretty much all the news, guys. That's literally all I have to say for you guys. Just a reminder about the events. Make sure you're wrapping that stuff up. And, you know, there's always something in the Crown Shop, but, you know, I didn't feel like talking about the Crown Shop today. You know, just kind of tired of the whole constant, today's a Mega Monday, buy a Mega Snap Pack on sale. And I'm like, oh, there's a new pet. It's probably going to be exclusive. Meaning you can't hatch the body of it. You know, it's like, yeah, you know, it's like, same thing, you know, same thing. Anyway, hopefully you guys have a good day. And like I said, if there's any console news, I'll let you guys know. But right now, it's just been kind of silent. Follow their official Discord if you want the latest news and announcements and all that other fun stuff. But until then, I will see you guys later. Peace out.